Hi, this is Fred Niemann of Niemann, a Central New Jersey estate administration and probate, practicing elder law, estate administration, and probate in all 21 counties of the state of New Jersey. Now listen, do I have a topic for you? And that is the responsibility of the funeral agent when a person dies. Now listen, I've seen a lot in my 30 years of practicing law. And one might not think that elder lawyers can be actually the head of cocktail parties, but let me tell you, I got stories that cover everything. One of which is the stories about families fighting over dead bodies. Yes, dead bodies. Which is why I thought it was relevant that I come up with a video to talk about who has the rights to the corpse of a deceased person, who is legally responsible for final funeral arrangements, and are there even any laws that address the subject? And the short answer is yes, yes, and yes. Yes, the law does address the topic. Yes, there are statutes that talk about who has a priority of rights to the body of a deceased person. What we do here at Niemann, in my wills, I have a specific clause that identifies who is the funeral agent, the funeral representative. By law, this person has priority of rights to decide if the person's buried, whether the person's cremated, whether there's a formal funeral, whether there's a casual funeral. And that trumps the wishes of anybody else out there. And because I've had situations where there have been second marriages, second spouses, children of first marriages, children of fourth marriages, and they can't agree on what happens to dear old dad, I've incorporated these kinds of provisions in the will. If you don't have it in there, then generally the executor is responsible for making the final arrangements. And if you don't have a will, you don't have a funeral agent, and you don't have an executor, then you're really screwed, particularly if the situation is such where everybody's fighting over that. So like everything else, when you're forewarned, you're forearmed. When you're forearmed, you can then have a funeral representative designation made in your will or in a writing, which should be recognized and will be recognized by a court, unless, of course, when you did it, you were incapacitated. So I wanted to bring this topic to your attention. I know it's a little bit unusual and not one of the things we like to talk about, but every so often, maybe once every 2-3 years, I get a call from someone who isn't agreeing with the decisions of a family member concerning a funeral, and I thought this would be a topic of interest to our viewers.